Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with my original Generation 1 Cliffjumper. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at Cliffjumper in his alt mode and no accessories because I could not find my instruction manual for him. I may have misplaced it or I may have just lost it in the last 40 years. And, well, you know, I do have some of my original G1 instructions, but it's not his. I couldn't find them. As you can see, there is a little bit of wear on the plastic right here. You can see where it's kind of turning white there a little bit due to stress. And, you know, the tires are not in really good condition at all. They are basically just wasting away in Margaritaville. And he still rolls about as well as he did 40 years ago, for the most part. Now the reveal the shield sticker. It is actually working. You could see it before, but it's under some pretty hot lights right now, so maybe that's what's causing it to be visible all the time. When I started, it wasn't. It wasn't black or dark colored, whichever. And then here is his decal and there's other decal, and you can see it's got some wear and tear on it, but for the most part I think it's in pretty darn good condition, at least in my opinion. And then you can see he's scuffed up and stuff here on the bottom. Again, this is the figure I had when I was a child. So, and of course, you know, he's stunted. Well, but he's in the style, like the super deformed style, like most of the other mini-bots. Because that's the line they came from over in Japan, was like that. It was a super deformed line. And again, you know, it's not the best looking alt mode, but it's okay, and you know, it's what I was used to as a child, that, you know. So, but it's not bad, especially if you remember it was designed 40 years ago. Well, that does it for a look at Cliffjumper in his alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here we have my original G1 Cliffjumper with the War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Cliffjumper and the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Brawn. For our final set of alt mode comparisons, here we have my original Generation 1 Cliffjumper with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer, and hopefully I won't have much problems with it because I've only been doing it for 40 years. Off and on for 40 years anyway. So the first thing you want to do is not grab it just right by the tire. Kind of put your fingernail in behind this plastic piece here and gently pull it out. And the same thing on the other side, because you don't want to pull it too far and pull it out, because that does sometimes happen. But that's what you want to do first, otherwise you'll get the stress marks like that I have. Now you just wiggle the hood a little bit and the leg will pop out, and you just keep pulling it gently and you'll hear a little snap to where it locks into place. And same thing with the other leg. And you really don't want to pull it by the feet, because sometimes where this red piece and this black piece join up, it will come apart and you will pull the foot off. But once you've got that done, just flip the feet up like this. And the last step is the head. But you can see mine is quite loose there. Again, this is the one I had when I was a child, so. And I want to say he's all transformed, but he's not, because his arm went back in there. Well, there you have it, my friends. G1 Cliffjumper, all transformed. Let's take a look at Cliffjumper in his robot mode. And first of all, let's just say everything I said about him in alt mode mostly holds true. He could use a bit of a cleaning, my friends, but I'm afraid to mess up the stickers too much. And as you can see, I mean, he's got some scratch marks on him. He's been a well-used and well-loved toy for the last 40 years. You can see the cracking in the tires a little bit better. You can see how loose the head is. And, you know, it's mostly cast in the correct color plastic. And then it does have this back piece is die cast. It's the only die cast piece on here, I think. You can see some use on the pins there holding the tires in. But I do have to say, he does have a really nice face sculpt. And it's got that nice vac metallized chrome behind the head. And then a nice silver paint app for the face. And then it looks like there's a bit of a paint app for the eyes as well. So it's nice looking. As far as his articulation goes, he can look down inside himself, if you want to call that a piece of articulation, but basically his arm can rotate at his shoulder 360 degrees, and that is pretty much the extent of his articulation. And there you go, my friends. That is a look at G1 Cliffjumper in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have my original Generation 1 Cliffjumper with the War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Cliffjumper and the Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Brawn. For our final set of robot mode comparisons, here we have my original Generation 1 Cliffjumper with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on my original Generation 1 Cliffjumper, and keep in mind, kids, this is the original toy that I played with as a child, and that's why I call it my original Generation 1. And I have to say, for the most part, he's held up pretty good over the years for just to have been stored in a baggie, in a box, and rarely coming out. And I did at one time have him set up in a display, but that display has been taken over by newer Transformers. And you know, this guy is a product of his time. Some of you younger viewers who didn't grow up with G1 may look at this and go, "My God, that's a horrible toy." But it's really not. It's a good toy, and it's really held up over the years, other than, you know, it's a little loose in places, and the tires are the biggest, I don't know, biggest thing that hasn't held up well over time, because they really have started to degrade. And you can see on the bottom of him, he's got some paint scratch going on, or not necessarily paint, but some of the die cast there that's on his back being used over the years is just, you know, it's come in contact with other things and just rubbed off. I was glad to see that the reveal sticker still works. And again, other than being loose, I mean, like, the body is, you know, most everything is molded in the correct color plastic. The only paint app really is the face. The stickers have held up well over the years as well. And I think he's still a good little bot. And as soon as I have a place to display my G1 stuff again, I will, you know, proudly be displaying him with the rest of it. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link, and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.